everyone, my name's S and I'm taking you on my conversion journey. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, check down below and make sure you're subscribed so you can follow me on this amazing experience. And also check down below for my Patreon so you could have a private view of my conversion life. Let's get into today's video. Okay, I wanted to do like a little freestyle thing because like I told you guys before, I'm coming towards the end of my conversion, I think. And I am someone who is very organized. I don't like mess. I don't like things to be out of place. I like structure and schedules and all that. And this conversion has been nothing like that. And it's been kind of a bit of a roller coaster ride of emotions. And I had somebody ask me, when is it done? And I was just like, I can't give you like a set date. Like, it's not like school where, oh, you're done at this specific time or you need to do this many hours. It's so not like that. And it's been driving me crazy because of course I want my conversion to be over, but I don't have anyone telling me like, okay, this is what needs to be done at the end, you know, like it's more so I feel like I'm ready for the next step, so I'm taking it. That's basically how it is. And you really, in all honesty, you can't move forward until you feel like you can move forward. And people are like, how do you know how you feel? I was like, the way I put it is this way. You feel like you're not faking it. So right now, like, I don't feel like I'm faking anything. And that's why I'm at like the place that I'm at now. Like, I truly do believe, I believe everything that I've been following up until this point. And I wanted to like let you guys know how I'm staying organized with all this. One of the things I've realized is I'm reading all these books and you know, there's so much information being thrown at me that I'm reading that I'm just like, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's one thing to highlight things, what you read, but you have to take it to the next level and actively like study it and put it into practice in real life. And that means going back and looking at, like, I'll take Talushkin's book, for example, the biggest book I've ever read in my life. It's this big. But there's so much information in that book. You could honestly use it as a reference book, but what I'm doing is I'm reading the whole book thoroughly, like from start to finish, and I'm highlighting things that I know are important, not highlighting too much, but highlighting like key things. And once I'm done, I'm going to go back and write down these things. And once I'm done writing down everything, I'm going to basically study these notes. And I've been doing that with basically like all the books that I plan on reading. And doing this is going to help me embed it in my brain, and also it's not like a foreign concept. You know, when you remember something that you read and you're kind of like, oh, I think I read that somewhere, or I think I know what that means. Doing this will help you kind of not do that anymore. And I know that's true because I've done it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to like level up to some of these other Jews? This is how you do it. Whatever you read, write it down and study it every day. And you should be reading something pretty much every day. And that's how I stay organized with my books. And when it comes to practicing it in real life, what I normally do is I try to find a way to bring up the conversation somehow. Like usually it's great to do it with my family because they're always curious. So I would bring up, so you know, this and this, and, you know, talk a little bit about Jewish history or things that I've learned. And by them throwing me the questions, you know, I could formulate the answers and go back to that part of my brain that remembers all that I've just studied. And this works with pretty much any book. For me, I'm not somebody who could read something once and remember the book that I've read. I have to actually maybe read it again or like pinpoint things, go through highlighted parts. I'm not that smart, I guess. So that's something that I've learned to like stay organized with, because I have 1, 2, 3 rabbis basically overseeing my life right now. And it's intense, you know, coming to the end of it. It's like somebody has a magnifying glass on your Jewish life, and just not in a negative way. You know, they're very, very sweet people, and, you know, they want to make sure that I'm actually doing things correctly. And I think it's past the intent part. They see that I'm doing this for me. It's more so they want to make sure that I'm doing things correctly and to fix anything that's going wrong. So me, I'm someone who's a bit of a perfectionist. Like, you know what? No, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm very independent, and I do like things a certain way. And if somebody else does it, then I probably won't be happy with it. So when I'm practicing, you know, my Jewish observance, and, you know, somebody's like, that's wrong, you know, it definitely hurts. It definitely stings. But I try to keep a mindset where, you know, there's so much about Judaism, and it's going to take me a lifetime to know it all. And I need to stop comparing myself to other people. I need to, you know, my confidence has definitely been way up. And that's because I'm a bit more comfortable with myself being Jewish. And that's another thing you have to learn, is you have to get comfortable with seeing yourself as like a Jewish person, I guess. And that took me a while. It's still taking me a little while to get used to that. Because sometimes I'll slip up and I'll say I'm not Jewish, but then I'm like, you know what? I am Jewish. And I know I have to like make it official, but I have to stop telling myself that I'm not. And that's something that's gonna take some time, but that's another thing I'm working on. Okay, so back to me being organized. I usually, because I'm preparing myself to meet with so many rabbis, I usually keep a journal on me at all times, because I have things my sponsoring family says, I have things I say that I learned, I have things that I'm reading, I have things that the rabbi tells me to work on, and I have things that I see in shul. I have so many thoughts and questions going on, and you don't ever want them to leave your mind unless you wrote it down somewhere. And I just always keep my little trusty book. I don't know where it is, actually. I keep it on me at all times, because these are thoughts and questions that I may not have the answer to now, but they may come in handy in the future, or maybe the next day, or something like that. And I think by keeping your thoughts in place, keeping things organized, keeping a journal, like for me, this YouTube channel is my journal on my journey and me going through all these wonderful, crazy emotions and just documenting them for the future for me to look back at and laugh, because what did I know at this point, you know? And it helps you not feel so alone. Even though I have such a strong community behind me and you guys and my family, there is always a sense that you're actually a little alone. And I haven't overcome that, to be completely honest. I just kind of see the feeling there, and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm scooting over a bit. Because like it's internal, it's innate, it's something I have to work through, but it is getting better. I am understanding that, you know, my conversion is my relationship with Hashem. It honestly shouldn't involve a bunch of other people. You know, nobody's dragging me through this. Nobody's forcing me to do anything. And being alone doesn't need to be seen as a negative thing. It could be something beautiful and personal. And that's why I try to remain positive and see it in that light, opposed to like, you're doing this alone. And I just wanted to make just a quick video because there is no, like, I know I've said this before, but there's no like handbook to this. Like, nobody is going to tell you what the next step is. Nobody's going to be there to hold your hand. Nobody's going to force you to read books. Nobody's even going to tell you what to read unless you ask. You know, you are in charge of how fast or slow this goes. 100%. And for me, I've managed to go from being kind of slow to very slow to medium to nowhere to full throttle now, you know, and it was all due to me, because I had to come to the realization that I need to get organized with where I'm at and be honest with myself. You know, if they said that I could go to the mikveh tomorrow, would I go? And to be honest, no, I don't feel like I'm ready. I still have to practice kashrut better. I have to really practice being observant on Shabbat better. I have many other things that I need to work on. And I just want at least my foundation to be very good. So as the years go on, I can have a nice, organized Jewish life. So this was like my quickest video because I just wanted to just talk about this. Being organized is key in this conversion, and I hope this helped you guys. So if you aren't subscribed to my channel, check down below and make sure you subscribe. Also, give this video a thumbs up because apparently it helps me. And don't forget to sign up for my ebook down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Shavua Tov.